The Tesla Model 3 first launched in 2017, just over 6 years ago. When it launched, it was a radical new car with the simplest interior shipped on a car to that point. Almost everything was handled on the center screen. Since then, Tesla has updated this car in some small but notable ways, improving internal components, adding a powered trunk, changing the chrome trim to matte black, and more, but this car essentially looks the same as it did 6 years ago. As such, it seems that Tesla is ready to give this car a proper, noticeable refresh inside and out. Rumor has it we could see this new Model 3 as soon as next week, so today I'm going to break down all the rumors and details of what is called the Project Highland Model 3. Let's get into it, and a special thanks to Birddogs for sponsoring a portion of this video. At this point, Tesla is well known for keeping their vehicles the same for as long as they can. For example, here's a 2016 Model S, and here's a 2023 Model S. Here's the interior of a 2017 Model 3, and the interior of a 2023 Model 3. There are things I can point out that have changed for sure, like the updated center console, standard wireless phone charger, updated door panels that extend the trim from the dash, higher quality interior camera, change to vegan interior, and more, but at first glance, this is basically the same car. That's in large part because Tesla is constantly updating the software in their cars, and since you engage so much with the screen, the car you own gets better over time. This time around though, Tesla is working on a big refresh codenamed Project Highland. We first started hearing about Project Highland last year, and now we know that it's pretty involved for Tesla. Quote, Highland represents Tesla's continued innovation and ingenuity over the last 16 years, with the most significant refresh of an existing model. Buckle up. Last year, Reuters reported that Tesla was developing a revamped Model 3 that would cut production cost and boost appeal for this car. Quote, one focus of the redesign, codenamed Highland, is to reduce the number of components and complexity in the interior of the Model 3 while focusing on features that Tesla buyers value, including the display. Part of the reason behind this redesign is also increased competition in China with many EV options there. When Tesla refreshed the Model S in 2021, it brought a ton of changes and completely updated the interior of that car, which had also been unchanged for nearly a decade, at least at first glance. This is along the same lines of what rumor is saying the new Model 3 will be. Overall, it'll look like a Model 3, drive like a Model 3, and keep essentially the same features, but small changes on the exterior and big ones inside will set it apart. Let's start with the exterior. For the Model S refresh, Tesla widened that car and changed the trim to black, but other than that, they didn't do much that is easily noticeable. For the Model 3 though, Tesla is rumored to be heavily distinguishing the new Highland model from previous years. According to TeslaScope, Highland is a complete overhaul of the Tesla Model 3, including a major refresh of the exterior, but also significant updates to the interior. The prototypes we've seen on the road these last few months are only a tease of what is coming. For a while now, we've seen Tesla out on the road testing the Model 3 with covers on. Clearly, they're trying to hide something, and we know that this is Tesla because these cars have Tesla dealer plates on. There have been multiple spotted on the road in different colors, and overall it's clear that this is still the same Model 3. It has the same glass roof, but some details up front and in back that Tesla needs to keep hidden. Here's one that was spotted in December of 2022. It's pretty clear that this is a standard Model 3 cover based on the headlights shape, but Tesla wants to cover those headlights. In any case, about 3 months ago, a photo of this car uncovered leaked on Reddit. This is clearly a Model 3 with an entirely revamped front end. The main difference is the front headlights, which makes this car look very different from this angle. Now, some could argue that this might be simply a body kit that some third party installed. But if we zoom in close on the driver's side door, we can see that the inset for the autopilot camera now extends into the door itself. This lines up exactly with this detail that has been noticed on Project Highland sightings out in the wild. This is a body panel change for the driver and passenger side door that Tesla has made on their other cars, but not the Model 3 yet. With Project Highland, they're changing it, and this detail isn't that important aside from verifying that this leaked photo is indeed this car. TeslaScope also confirmed it, saying it is real. We got to see photos of it up close a couple months ago without the wrap when it was in public. They also, however, detailed that this was an alpha build and could very much be changed and refined as the launch gets closer. The Kilowatts also got photos of the Model 3 out in the wild with covers on, but the covers came a bit loose. Here it confirms the front headlight shape with a little refinement, and then from the back it confirms a new style of taillight. The blinker appears to be vertical in the rear, and that seems to line up with leaked images and renders of what the rear of the Model 3 is changing to. I was sent an image of what the back trunk lid looks like on the updated Model 3, and this drawing shows it without giving away the source. This informed others and led to these great renders that clearly demonstrated the closest example we're going to see of the new Model 3's back. This lines up with everything we've seen, including the new thinner taillights that match the front headlights, and the vertical blinkers going down the side, all while maintaining the Model 3's current charge port design. As far as we know, the Project Highland Model 3 will look a lot like this, or perhaps a bit closer to this. It definitely sets it apart from older models. According to Not a Tesla app as well, a feature that Tesla is confirmed to be bringing to the Cybertruck soon should be coming to the Model 3 refresh, a front bumper camera. Quote, the front bumper will now house a single camera in the center area of the lower vent area of the bumper. At the same time as well, there are supposed to be 2 more cameras added to the sides of the car. There will be 3 new cameras in all, one in the center of the front bumper as we discussed earlier, and 2 more on the sides of the vehicle. So compared to a current Model 3, this will add 3 cameras and should eliminate any blind spots, making a bird's eye view an easy task for Tesla, helping with FSD and improving visibility as a driver. That front bumper camera has been confirmed by multiple sources as well. This car will also be upgrading all cameras to 5-megapixel cameras along with Tesla's new hardware for computer. Before we go any further, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, Birddogs. Birddogs is a clothing brand that makes silky soft activewear that looks good enough for every occasion. Their stretch khaki shorts are designed to fit slimmer through the thigh and leg, and they look way nicer than your typical stiff, restricted cotton shorts. They're also way more comfortable and include a silky soft spandex liner, making them an all-in-one great versatile pair of shorts. They managed to do that by inventing a cloud knit fabric that looks just like khaki, but stretches with you so that you have a way slimmer fit without having to sacrifice movement at the same time. Birddogs fabric is also sweat wicking to keep you cool and dry all day. These are perfect for those hot summer days when you want to go out and still want to dress somewhat nice. I'll wear them throughout a whole work day and while filming since they're super comfortable. In fact, I'm wearing them right now. To check them out for yourself, go to birddogs.com/Shaw and get a free Yeti-style tumbler with your order. That's birddogs.com/Shaw for a free Yeti-style tumbler. You can either click the link in the description below or use the promo code when redeeming that offer. Separate from cameras, Not a Tesla app also notes that the rear bumper will be redesigned and that the mirrors will be changed as well, but these could be minor changes that are more motivated by cost savings. One more exterior change expected is the removal of the temperature sensor in favor of a temperature determined with GPS location and weather data. This could actually save cost on Tesla's side and provide a more accurate temperature display. Then for GPS, it's expected to be improved and more accurate. As a user, these changes will likely not be that noticeable. Now that's for the exterior and what will be immediately noticeable, but Tesla is also making a number of changes inside of this car. An overhead drone shot of the Project Highland Model 3 got a glimpse inside and showed us clearly that Tesla is looking to adopt the stockless design from the Model S and X refresh. This would be a big move that puts blinker buttons on the steering wheel and moves shifting gears to a swiping gesture on screen. This video shows it going around the test track, and then there is a close-up of the steering wheel taken from the Model S and X. The whole dash is covered, likely because that has changed, and we'll get there in a second, but this is the Model S round wheel, and there are no stalks behind it. On top of this, you can clearly see the employee shift on screen by swiping when getting ready to drive. That sighting confirmed that change, which some love and some don't, but other interior changes should be coming at the same time. Another rumored change that goes along with that is Tesla adding an indicator for R in the mirrors when in reverse. With shifting on screen, this could be another clear indicator for you as a driver if you switched into reverse and didn't fully realize it. One of the biggest changes though comes with steering. Tesla is reportedly changing to steer-by-wire for the yoke and steering wheel options on this car. Quote, unlike a conventional steering wheel, a steer-by-wire system doesn't have a mechanical connection to the vehicle's wheels. Instead, the steering configuration uses cables that send electronic signals to the vehicle's gear. This can lead to a smoother and more customizable driving experience and can also allow the yoke control to be adaptable without needing to turn the wheel around completely. It's a system many wish Tesla had shipped on the yoke when they first introduced that on the Plaid Model S, so it'll be exciting to see if it comes with this Model 3 refresh and if they introduce a yoke on the Model 3 with it. Seemingly it would come to all of their other cars shortly after. Another change that would affect user experience is a rumor about Tesla's battery pack. Reports in China say that Tesla is planning to shift battery packs for the base Model 3, upgrading it from 60 kilowatt hours to 66 kilowatt hours, which should bring about a 10% range boost over the current Model 3. This, of course, would be a welcome change, making their base model even more competitive with other EVs. Supposedly, that increase also comes with cost savings, since it's a new M3P pack from CATL. As for the long range and performance models though, we're unsure what might change. Inside, Tesla Scope has said that Tesla will be adding matrix LEDs on all trims and redesigned RGB ambient lights, providing a more modern feel for all passengers. They're also rumored to be replacing the wood trim on the dash with an Alcantara fabric, similar to what Tesla has shifted to on the Model S and X. The dash itself is expected to also get a facelift, but for now we aren't sure exactly what that might bring. I wouldn't be surprised if they ship a larger screen on this car, but we'll see. The interior is expected to feel a lot like the new Model S and X, and Tesla has also done some experimenting with a rear screen for rear passengers. We'll see if that one makes it to production, but recycled materials will also be a big part of this refresh. As for the sound system, we don't have details, but the Model 3 is expected to take what Tesla has learned in the impressive Model S and X refreshed system and put it back into the Model 3. For the filtration, the Model 3 is the last remaining Tesla without a HEPA filter. Apparently, Tesla has experimented with this, but hasn't fully made this change, so we'll have to see if that one ships on this car in production. It would be a welcomed change, but it is a smaller car. Other changes to the interior include updated seats that will reduce vibrations and overall provide a better, more comfortable driving experience. But we've also heard of this car getting ventilated seats. Ventilated Model 3 style seats were spotted in China with Tesla's name on them, and this would be a very well-received feature on this car. Tesla Scope more recently said that the Model 3 would not have these, but I'm still holding out hope, especially since it's a feature available on many similarly priced vehicles. Those are all the changes we've heard about coming to the refreshed Model 3, but at the core is the fact that Tesla plans to be able to learn from new manufacturing techniques and produce this car for less than before. Long term, this would mean that they can offer this car at a lower starting price and it can reach more people. Tesla makes the Model 3 in two factories. First is their main factory in California, Fremont, and second is over in China. Each of these factories have seen big changes specifically to the Model 3 lines in multiple stages recently. In May, Teslarati reported that Tesla is destroying and updating a production line at Fremont, perhaps to roll out the mass production of one of its revised vehicle designs, filings show. Similarly, reports in China said that Tesla halted Model 3 production to make way for these Project Highland updates. Other reports said that they were going to show off this car in early June, but it seems likely that the new car and production lines were simply shown to CEO Elon Musk, or this report just didn't hold up. Recently as well in China, there are drone restrictions over Tesla's factory that have prompted speculation. Drones are how Tesla leaks have gotten out in the past, and it's very possible that their true hardcore testing and manufacturing iterations are occurring at that factory first. For that reason, Tesla would want as much secrecy as possible as they keep selling the current Model 3. Regardless of what design changes come to production, we know that this car is changing, and that Tesla is updating production lines in major ways. As I mentioned, it should lead to cost savings, but all of these upgrades do beg the question, is the Model 3 about to have a price increase? According to Tesla Scope, we're confident Highland will be priced similarly to the current generation. Via improvements throughout the entire manufacturing process, Highland delivers a brand new experience, all while accomplishing insane cost savings for the company and customers. That does sound likely, but I think this may be a longer-term answer. In the near term, I imagine a refreshed Model 3 with these many great new features would drive a lot of demand, and Tesla would raise the car's price accordingly. They also may raise it first so that people who just bought an old Model 3 aren't too upset. This is exactly what they did with the Model S refresh in 2021. Now, when is this car coming? Well, as usual, we're not sure. Tesla will likely quietly release this car on their website. I personally think it may happen when they have their next earnings call on the 19th of this month, but Tesla Scope and others have said different things as to a release timeline. Some say Q3, which would line up with the 19th, but Tesla Scope says, with multiple delays already occurring, we've received conflicting opinions from the employees we've spoken to. Some say in 1 to 3 months, some say later this year, others have said Q1 2024. Either way, Tesla has been pushing Model 3 inventory quite a bit with discounts, and it's another sign that this could be coming fairly soon. The next question after this, of course, would then be, if Tesla is refreshing the Model 3, what about its larger, more popular sibling, the Model Y? That's where Project Juniper comes in. We first heard about this project in May, and it comes as no surprise, especially with what we've seen with the Model 3. According to Reuters, Tesla is readying a production revamp of its top-selling Model Y. The changes to the Model Y, codenamed Project Juniper, involve the exterior and interior of the electric vehicle with a target of starting production in 2024. So far, we don't have any details here, but the assumption would be that everything we just mentioned with the Model 3 refresh is similarly being considered. Tesla is all about streamlining, so they'll want as many commonalities between these two cars as possible once they're both upgraded. As always, too, another focus is cost savings. Quote, as with Project Highland, Project Juniper should deepen Tesla's already massive production cost advantages over the competition. Right now, we don't have much info here, but I think it's safe to say that any improvements that we see on the Project Highland Model 3 in production will end up on the Juniper Model Y next year. For Tesla, this is a big refresh that they don't do that often. They keep their cars pretty simple and standard for a long time, since their screens and apps can be updated over time. They also still have very little competition at scale, so this refresh should help set them apart while reducing costs long term. I can't wait to see when this car comes, but which feature will you definitely want to see in the new Model 3? Leave a comment below to let me know your thoughts. In the meantime, if you want to see the latest Tesla news, you can check out that video linked up here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.